Hey everybody, welcome back to Battle Ready Inc. So today's match for you guys, we've got the finals of our Saturday locals at In-Stock Games. This is between two two purple decks, Beelzemon versus Beelstarmon. Our favorite edgelords, pistol-wielding duo going head-to-head. Really awesome stuff. Even have the same sleeves and everything. Really cool match to just see these two go head-to-head, and actually turned out to be a fantastic match. Don't forget, though, our new memory marker this month is Tokomon. So if you're a Patamon fan in general, or just a Holy Digimon fan, a great memory marker to pick up. This is handmade out of clay by my wife, hand painted as well. You can find this on our Etsy store, link in the description below. Also there, you can find all of our previous memory markers that we've featured on the channel, as well as some of our Battle Ready Inc. merch. Also, I do want to just give a quick thank you and shout out to my patrons. Joel just joined us this month. Ryan, Jeremy, Albert, Brock, and Poolboy. You guys are awesome. Literally, like, you are the pillar that keeps this channel going like half the time. If it wasn't for you guys, man, it would be tough to do this sometimes, let me tell you. But thank you so much. You guys are awesome. All right, so kicking things off, looks like we got Beelstar going first and just hard dropping the Beelzemon. That is not good. I said this was a good match. I swear it's a good match. Kicking over to Beelzemon, we see the Impmon come down with the new promo Wizardmon. That price has been going up recently. Swings with the Beelzemon to pass turn. Wow, at least it gets a security check out of it, but what a crazy turn of events here. Also, we see the Iron Mako memory fixer here. Goes into the Skull Satamon here. Nothing to return back on that when digivolving effect, though, for that mill. Triggering, they should be triggering the Wizardmon Wizardmon's inheritable. That's the one that stacks it back. It does decide just to swing over the... Okay, missed the trigger there. Yeah, so Wizardmon then stacks something from hand to the top of the deck. Pagu, mills, Ayamako, mill as well. And then just hard playing out the Impmon there to pass turn. Very interesting. Finally see a rookie from Beelstar, though. A little late here, just hard dropping the Beelzemon once again after getting it back from with calling. Yikes. Kicking it back over to Beelzemon, though, we see the Gazimon X going and raising there for some draw power. Now we see Soulmon, absolute fantastic addition to this deck here. So we're going to see that Skull Satamon trigger here. So it's going to mill 2 here, and then adding back the 7-day Great Demon Lords there, triggering the Soulmon to gain 1 memory because a card was milled from the deck. Fantastic card, absolutely so good. And then goes right into that Beelzemon that they just picked up, popping that blocker on field, and then setting up for some pretty good stuff. I don't think they have the blast mode in trash yet, but that Wizardmon... Whoa, yeah. Happy Bullet Showering, that will kill the lesser one there. Dang, that was a big drop for that Beelstar. That is not very good. But so no blast mode in trash yet. However, 1, they have the memory, but 2, they can use the Wizardmon then to put it on top of deck, and then use the Pagu to mill it and put it in trash, and then use the Iron Mako afterwards to mill and digivolve into that blast mode. So counting up trash here, just seeing if they're going to get that extra security attack or not. I think it's definitely more than welcome, though, to go into it. So yeah, going to use the Wizard, and then the Pagu will mill, and no pop. You would normally get a pop from that blast mode mill, but not anything there. Man, and then mills a Beelzemon off of the Iron Mako here. Digivolves with the blast mode for 3 Evo here. Just checking text to make sure that's how it works. And then that when digivolving will also pop that Beelstar here, checking how many security. They did gain memory from the Skull Satamon inheritable there. We don't see there's no Soulmon this time around. But that mill also allowed that Impmon to get played from trash for free. Really strong stuff there. I guess they did not have 10 in trash because I only see the 1 security check. Definitely looked like they had a lot. They must have been like right at 9 or something. Or the Impmon getting played out of trash might have messed things up a little bit, possibly. See that missed memory boost, so gonna mill 2 more and then draw 1. See that Soulmon again going to trash. A little unfortunate there, but just gonna hard play out another Impmon here and going to digs for a Beelzemon. We see that alt art there, and the other guy Beelstar is just gonna scoop it up. They're just like, that's a massive field. There's not anything you can do about it. Also, that blast mode is being a level 7 is really difficult sometimes for Beelstar decks to take out. So game 2 here. All right, we really got to see that blast mode put in some work there. We're going to see that Impmon and then Soulmon coming down to pass turn. The Soulmons can really put in some really great work, especially if you can tag it or combo with the Skull Satanmon and then get that Mega on board afterwards. We're going to see that missed memory boost, though. And Eismon set up in Raising Area. Definitely off to a much better start for Beelstar this time around. Just playing the Eye and Mako here to pass turn. Maybe no level 5. Just going to wait it out for one turn. Kind of see how things go. The Eismon, of course, swings into security, does die. We see a Happy Bullet Showering, Gvalt Schwarmer, Nailbone, a Cocytus Breath as well. All trash there. It's pretty solid stuff. And then using the Calling while there's nothing on field that you have to pop. Debating the Gazimon. I feel like I guess they want to stop the Soulmon potentially here. But I don't know. I feel like hard play Eismon there because, I mean, you were at 2 memory. They're essentially going to go to 3, so that's like 5 memory worth. You could have very easily played out the Eismon. But I guess if you really want to stop that Soulmon, it makes sense. Looks like we got the Gazi X going on top of Gazi and Raising, and then following it up with a Wizardmon. Looks like just trying to dig a little deeper here. We finally do see the Skull Satanmon. Going to mill 2. No mill targets there, and no add back off the Skull Satanmon. I believe they did miss potentially the Soulmon, though. I wasn't sure what they were at before they did that. So there goes that Eismon there, swinging in, and going to drop that Beelstar. Probably going to go and clear that. Yeah, goes and clears the Skull Satan with probably the Happy Bullet Showering or Gvalt Schwarmer, whatever they prefer. Does give up a lot of memory, though. Oh, but missed memory boost. Just having to dig deep here. Gains 1 from the Death Slinger there getting milled. Man, very, very rough situation here. It looks like they're just trying to dig deeper and just not seeing anything. Oof. Goes into the Beelzemon on top of that Impmon there, that Warp. Ouch. That is a mark of a desperate player right there, of not seeing anything and just trying to get into something. Goes for the Calling here since it did survive. Looks like it survived the security check. Yeah, because it hit into the missed memory boost, I believe is what it was. And so you're going to use the Calling to pop it and then get all your mills. And that's the perfect stack there. You got the Gabu, you got the Demi, and you got the Eismon. All right, and they're going to play the Beelstar to pass turn, fly a bullet the Beelzemon away. So that way they can't go into that blast mode on you. Because the blast mode right now in this situation would be absolutely bananas. Because you're going to clear both those Beelstars. That's going to feel super, super good. But only if you can actually get to that point. We're just going to see the Lady Devi here, get some mills, and going to then mill with the Impmon there. We do see a blast mode does get milled, and it was followed up with another Impmon, but Impmon cannot mill more if he himself was milled off of his own effect. And then blast mode there, no targets. All right, so we will see the Beelzemon play coming down here. That's pretty nice. They were able to get into it, had just enough memory there. Milling with the Beelzemon when Digivolving effect there. Hit into the option, removal option, which will give them another memory there. And doesn't look like they have any inheritables that gain them any bonus memory, unfortunately. That would probably be pretty nice. Looks like no rookie in hand either. Ouch. Very unfortunate. So definitely want to... Okay, so yeah, they're going to Wizardmon here. put the Wizardmon on top. Pagu will mill, then use Iron Mako to mill again. Go into the blast mode, which will clear both Beelstars. Oh, man. Oh, no. Wow. What an unfortunate turn of events. Hits into the Memory Fixer while trying to choke them at 1, and then immediately loses that blast mode. Ouch. Golly. They were in a very good situation in that moment. Gonna play out the Beelstar. Looks like they're going for a Nailbone. Going for the promote there. Looks like they're just trying to go for game at this point. So swings with the promote. Hits into an Iron Mako. Does not die. Plays out another Beelstar. Going to play out a second promote here. Swing. You're in a good position. They're at 0. Yeah, just go into the Vilemon. They have nothing. Scoop it up. Going to game 3. All right. Looks like blast mode just took a little too long to get there, and then when it finally did, it just did not have the best of luck. Against that security, very, very brutal. Literally the only option that can remove it, and it hit into it without any other sort of protection. Super rough. Gazi swinging in here, hitting to the Death Slinger. Just go ahead and pop it there. Not the most ideal, but does get a draw 1, trash 1. Trashes that Cocytus Breath. And then hard plays a Dobermon. Oh yeah, because they hard played that Wizardmon. Ouch. Super, super brutal here. Looks like, yeah, so he had looks like the blast mode was milled, so that will pop the Dober. Using the Dober to pick back up a Gazimon. Yeah, that's a good call. And some pretty good mills on top of that with that Dobermon deletion. Looks like they're debating the Fly Bullet in hand. Look, yeah, I would say that's a good play there, because they're clearly desperate at this point to hard play the Wizard. All right, so going to go into that Impmon here. Gets to debate on a Beelzemon. They would prefer no blast mode. Goes for the deletion one. So to try to control the opponent's board, slow them down a little bit. I mean, it will give them lots of drawing and discarding, but it is what it is. And then goes for another one, really trying to dig for probably the Iron Mako. They do pick up the blast mode there. Oh, they have an Iron Mako in hand. That's a weird play. They had the Iron Mako in hand already. I guess they were trying to get into the blast mode. I would have just played the Iron Mako instead of that second Impmon. Oh, but okay, just one gets hit in security. I guess that works too. But then we're going to see that Beelstar coming down. Going to play the Happy Bullet Showering and clear both of those Impmons off field anyways. So it definitely seems like it was awkward. Oof. Swings with the Gazi. Now that's another mark of super desperation. Does thankfully hit into the Metal Storm there and bounces it to hand. And then we see that Impmon hard played, and then Beelzemon warping on top of it to delete that rookie, that Gazi X. Does get a draw 1, trash 1 off that Demi Mera. But leaving a Beelzemon out there just in the open like that, like, oh, that's rough. Yikes. And then goes for the Death X, de-digivolves that Beelzemon into the Impmon, and then follows it up by deleting that Impmon. Does miss the trigger there. Sometimes your opponent just gets a little ahead of you, and they're like, all right, Death X, delete your field. Remember, you de-digivolve first, and then the delete happens. So whatever abilities whatever is underneath, that triggers. So that Impmon should have on deletion triggered mill 3. So that could have been huge, absolutely huge for Beelzemon. Missing that is very, very unfortunate there. It does hit into the Death Slinger here, though. We'll pop the Gazimon. So again, more Demi Mera, draw 1, trash 1s. And just going to play a Missed Memory Boost past turn. Ooh, Mills 2 Calling from Darkness. That is not what you want to see. Is in a good position here. Like, I believe they do have a Beelzemon. They can go into the blast mode. I mean, that's a fantastic setup right here. I do see the Beelzemon. There it is, 3 Evo. When digivolving, get your mills in while you can. Trigger that Skull Satanmon. There he goes. There he goes for the mills. Doesn't hit anything, unfortunately, there. So just doing it setup again though. So debating, seeing if there's anything, what's the best thing to put on top. What? Oh, they had a blast mode already. Okay, that's why they didn't choose to. They didn't want to put that blast mode with the Wizardmon yet. Makes sense. And already had a pretty good position there. Hits into a Death X. Oh, then immediately hits into a Nailbone. Ouch. The Wind Digivolving at least will delete that other Death X, but hitting that Nailbone, that sucks. Gets the free Eismon out. And yeah, that's probably a wrap at this point. Counting up the options. Yeah, but just like, oh, yeah, that's game over. And just showing that, you know, it can't be done there. So, yeah, flipping over your security, I don't know why they did that. Especially when you know you're being recorded. That was kind of a weird thing to do. Super awkward. No promote? No promote in hand? Wow, okay. Clears the field. I mean, yeah, there's nothing Beelzemon can do after that. I mean, like, it was wrapped up, but don't do that. That's just bad sportsmanship, looking at flipping over your security like that. I mean, yeah, your game might be in the bag, but don't do that. Especially on camera. Especially on camera. Let's go ahead and look at those decks right quick, though. Alright, first up is that the Beelstar deck there. Some pretty standard stuff. This player was running the green Terrors Cluster, but decided to drop it out for the Metal Storm there. So basically, it's just another Cocytus Breath. I mean, that's really all it is just another copy of Cocytus. And in this format where there's a lot of stuff like Breath of the Gods and things like that, you know, Metal Storm dodges a whole lot of stuff, deletion prevention, things like that. So I see why they went with that route. Also, you need to be able to target level 7s, and most of Purple's removal options can't target level 7s. Metal Storm also and Cocytus both fantastic against D-Reaper as well. I know we do have some D-Reaper players at our locals, so definitely understand that one as well. Want to work that in. So just really teched against the meta is what this deck ultimately is, it looks like. We see pretty much standard everything else. You see the Eismons, we see the Dobers, Gabus, Gazis, Gazi X, the promotes. Does have the Vilemon in there as well. Got the one of at least. I'm a big advocate of Vilemon as well. I know some players don't run it at all. I think you got to at least have one. I like two personally. Deck is solid. I really like this deck. It's very similar to how I play mine as well. I haven't tried the Metal Storms out, but I definitely see what their thinking is there. It does make a lot of sense to me as well. And then here is that Beelzemon deck there. I think he said the only difference was that he had one more Impmon and one less Calling than in this because last second he couldn't find all of his Callings, so he had to swap those around. Again, more pretty standard stuff here. The Wizardmon, super solid. We saw that interaction, being able to put something from your hand on top of your deck and then use the when attacking Pogu to immediately mill it and get that trigger, whether that's a memory gain off of, you know, any of those guys. It's a deletion from like your blast modes. Is your Beelzemons getting to play out a free Impmon. Like, there's so many different things you can trigger in this deck. Even placing another Impmon there to mill and then immediately get all of its mills. The Wizardmon tech with the Pogu when attacking, like both of those, oh my god, that is such a cool combo. I love it. Also Soulmon, like, we didn't see it as much in this recording, but I mean, I played against him as well, and Soulmon put in some work. Same with the Skull Satamon there, gaining memory back every time you mill a card. I mean, it is once per turn, but dang, it's so good. I mean, these turns were just like crazy long, just because of being able to extend even further with all this extra memory gain is really cool. The Lady Devimon just for a little bit more mills to up your level 5 count there. Seems pretty solid. It's very much a different sort of deck now, just trying to turbo up into the Beelzemon while also turboing your trash fill up by tons and tons of mills, but you're not relying on stuff like Dobermon and other things in Eismon, or I guess not really Eismon, but you're not really relying on like losing level 4s. You actually want to evo all the way up into your Beelzemons and try not to sacrifice whenever possible. So that's what a lot of this deck is doing here. So that's like the level 5s are really mill heavy, the Beelzemons are mill heavy, the Gazi X's are as well. If you're going to crash something or get something deleted, just delete that Impmon and call it a day there. The Dobermon does work as well in a pinch, and just to kind of flesh out your level 4s a little bit more, I suppose. But yeah, pretty solid there. Miss Memory Boost, fantastic for extending those plays on those turns where you need Iron Mako and Missed Memory Boost both. Is really, really, really strong. So you can go Beelzemon, get your mills, gain 1 memory back, either through your Soulmon, your Skull Satamon, or mill like your Death Slinger, any of those to gain you 1 memory. That'll put you back to 3, and then you can go swing, go into blast mode, and still keep it on your turn. Very, very powerful plays.